is up, everybody? Welcome to the first live broadcast of the Tiger Tea Hour. Hola, ¿qué está haciendo? So, on today's episode, well, seeing as to how I've got you all here with me, guess what? We are coming out of the gate swinging, and nobody is safe, because I guarantee you, you might get hurt, but guess what? A hurt dog will holler. So, feel free to let me know whether or not you feel shots fired in the comments. But even still, first and foremost, let's talk about responsibility outweighing age. Can we talk about the systematic fact, seeing as to how children, for instance, are told that they need to behave more mature than what they necessarily are? That's a lot of pressure on such a young mind, spirit, as well as seeing as to how they're such adorable bundles of energy. Yet you want them to convey themselves as though they're adults. That doesn't sound very reasonable to me. Though, yet that cascades over as the years go on. You want middle schoolers to behave as though they're elementary schoolers in terms of having fun and, being themselves, but you still want them to conduct themselves as though they're high schoolers, if not adults. You want to treat somebody like a child, but expect them to act as though they're mature and an adult? That doesn't add up to me. Does that add up to you? Feel free to give me your input. But speaking of input, we've got some valuable input seeing as to how I made sure to get a very special guest with me today for today's episode. So everyone, please do me a favor and welcome the wonderful and lovely Regine Vianney.
I'm so excited.
I'm so thrilled to have you on this episode with me this evening. How are you doing today?
So honored to be on the show. I'm good, just living life, trying to make it through like the rest of us young adults.
Of course, looking as radiant as ever. Regine, we've been friends for about a good year or two now, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes, we have. If I look good, I can't, whatever's going on here, I can't even get to your level, like at all.
You have your
Too up
own
there.
independence that I wish that I could achieve, Regine. Give yourself your credit where it's due. Come on. Don't do that.
Yeah, barely. I'm barely making it. That's my level that I'm at right now. And I accept that because I'm not where I need to be at right today.
You are
You're amazing.
everybody. How's it going? We got some action in the comments. But Regine, could you do me a favor and give your take and input on that? How does that per se make you feel in terms of actually, children having to conduct themselves as though they're 5 years older than what they really are? But then when it comes for repercussions, why are they still treated and reprimanded as though they're children?
I think it's just, for me, coming from my own perspective, as the older child in my family, it's that we were given the responsibility early on to lead others and be respectful and pretty much show the younger generations what we can and are supposed to do. And then when we do teach that, like you said, there's repercussions for it. And that's because, at least for me, my upbringing that's what it was. Like, you just accepted that. You're a child, nonetheless. They always take you down 5 notches after bringing you up a couple. Like, you have responsibility. You have to do this, but you're not going to enforce it. We are. Like, they expect you to do the hard work of, like, tearing the sibling or cousin or younger person down, and when you try to discipline them how you think it is, like, look, you can't do that, the parent is like, no, that's my job. And it's like a double-edged sword. Like, why tell me I can do it, but then I can't? I think it's more of a, like, the hierarchical thing that we've all learned about, but it's accepted because it's a family or it's a family friend, that hierarchy is okay. Why? I don't know. It's the same as, why are the men in the family the only ones that should be responsible? It's like, have you seen some of these men in the family? Like, you can ask someone that's in jail. Like, sure, they can lead the family, but the woman that's home and providing and making all that, the ends meet, or vice versa. Like, why are you, if there's a male that's not the oldest and the one that is unable to fulfill the need, like, why is it going to be on still the oldest that can't do it? Hierarchy. That's all it is.
Caste system, that of which also upholds a weird double standard on top of that, seeing as to how when you have somebody that's holding down the fort, You look at them as though, what are
Mhm.
you doing? That's crazy. You shouldn't be here doing this. This is somebody else's job, whether or not it pertains to a
Mhm.
gender role or it's just age specific. But for instance, I've
Exactly.
got a friend who's a year older than me, and he just so
Mhm.
happened to recently help this woman jumpstart her car again because if it didn't get moved within a certain period of time, her apartment complex was going to tow it. That of which I found crazy. But after he
Mhm.
was done with it, she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." And then she was like, "You look so
Mhm.
young. How old are you?" And he was like, "I'm 22." And she was like, "Oh, you're just a baby." He was like, "I am not a baby. I am 22 years old.
Mhm.
I am grown." She was like, "No, you're 22. Like, you should be out here doing
Mhm.
other stuff. You should be helping ladies jumpstart their cars." And he was like, "Okay, well, if you don't mind me asking, if it's not rude to you, how old are you?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm
Mhm.
32." And he was like, "If I'm a baby and if I'm so young, then what are you? Does that make you old?" And she was like, "No, that's not the best way you convey that." So here's what he decided to do. He was like, "Okay, do you have kids?" She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, I've got a son literally your exact age." She was like, "Okay, so when the two of you get to arguing and fighting, is it one of the first things out of your mouth? You're grown, get out there and do it yourself?" I died
I
when
mean,
he told me that. That was
not
hilarious.
wrong.
It is one of the main things that they throw at you whenever you get into an argument. You're grown, get out there and do it yourself, or you can move out and be on your own. But then they also want to throw it back at you.
Mhm. Like, if you can't dish it, don't. Like,
If you
excuse the poor use of the idiom and saying, but seriously, if you can't dish it, don't.
It's the craziest thing. Like if you can't take it, don't dish it. If you don't know how to dish it right, don't let it get dished back at you properly and get offended. Hello, everybody.
Exactly.
I can see Ms.
Hi,
Richberg. I
yeah.
see Trevor. I also see Kiana.
Ooh.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello.
Next up, we're firing shots. Okay. And now you might hate me for this, but whoever does this task, okay, this is for you. All right. Laundry. It's mostly the moms, but even still, if you do the laundry, and you just so happen to let's just so happen to paint the instance, right? If I walk
Okay.
around and get some money in my pocket, whether or not it's a dollar, whether or not it's a $5 bill, or even if it's just change,
Mhm.
if you're doing the laundry and you find the money in the pocket, how is that your money when you just so happen to be doing that task? I've had somebody tell me that is my money. That's my money that I found while I was doing my household chore. So I'm taking it. You found it in my pockets. That is not your money. How does that work? Logically.
Oh, this isn't a finders keepers losers weeper. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I did that when my sister was younger because I was playing the whole hierarchical, like, I'm the older sister, I'm taking it. But then again, the age that I was doing it with, I convinced her that a quarter costs more than a dime. So, or I convinced her that a penny was worth more than a quarter because it was smaller, so it was more rare than anything else. So I mean, that's me when I was younger. But I would say, like, no, like, if it's in your pants or whatever, skirt, dress, whatever it is in, it's the one that owns the clothing. Because that's, first off, that's nasty. If you're going through other people's clothes, like, not saying that like you're nasty, but it's like, you wouldn't want someone else going through your drawers and your personal like whatnots. Like, ew. Like, why would you go through that? Don't do that.
Honestly,
Please don't
it's
do
the
that.
craziest thing ever because let's just so happen to take that exact same instance. Everybody wants to say the finders keepers rule. If I'm vacuuming
I
the living room and I
know.
just so happen to go underneath the couch and I find your wallet, is that now my wallet? Are the contents of that wallet now mine? Finders keepers, right? You
Yep.
found money in my pocket while doing laundry. I found your wallet while I was cleaning the living room. It's now my wallet, right? Finders keepers.
I hope y'all got good credit because I'll be using it. Just
Exactly.
kidding.
You
I
better
will
hope your
not.
phone's not in there because it will be drained and maxed out by the time you get it back. If you get it back.
For sure. If you get it back, for sure. After all that, I'm rich, but you won't know it. Sorry.
Exactly. Move like you're broke. Including the visas. Yes, Trevor. Including
Including
the visas. Get that debit card.
increase that score, get that range.
Exactly. You know what? We're gonna go
You,
apply for a loan in your name.
oh yeah. Oh, full name too.
Not the sidekick.
Yeah.
Keone, what's your take on it? So if somebody just happens to find money in your pockets while doing the laundry, Is that their money, seeing as to how they found it, and apparently finders keepers plays into it, or is it still your money?
Well, the
Uh-oh.
first thing I had to do was add me to the scene because all the thing I said was not heard by the audience. So let me go back to that.
Uh-oh.
Don't be trying to replace
Reverse.
Regine as your sidekick because that's me. That's number one, even though I'm the producer. But what was your question?
E.
If somebody is doing their household tasks, such as cleaning laundry, and they just so happen to be doing your jeans or your pants, and they go through the pockets and they find like a wadded up $5 bill or 25, 50 cents or whatever, is that therefore their money or is it still your money?
No, it's my jeans. It's my money. That's a silly question.
So apparently we need to go to war with all of the moms across the nation.
No, because you know what? Since you left your car keys on the community hook, I guess it's my car.
Right. if I
It is
find your
not.
if I find your wallet underneath the couch while vacuuming, it's now my wallet, right?
That's almost as bad as
Apparently finder
saying
keepers.
that's almost as worse as saying you left your man or woman in the room while you went to the store and I just happened to bump into them by accident. So now they
Correction if I
mine.
remember it or not.
You want to know what that reminds me
No.
of? Everybody in the grocery store these days. If I scan it 3 times and it don't scan, it's free because I'm not.
I thought I was the only one that had that rule.
I worked at Walmart and people did that to me, and I was just like, "Oh my god, can we stop? I don't want to lose my job here. Like I can't."
Why you gotta
If you
lose your
only-
job? Just turn and look the other way, girl. You being dramatic.
if you
Stop
scan
being
it
nosy.
Yeah, because my manager's always behind me. I was the worst employee there. I'm sorry. Like, I cannot stand right. I'm like too short to reach anything. Come on, man. I got to double send the freaking, what is it called? The conveyor belt for food. I was like, come on, come faster. There's a line. Help me. Taking
Why
even
is
the
she
border stick,
too
bringing
short
things
to reach
closer.
anything?
They ended
Oh
up giving me a
my
stool,
god.
which was fine, but can't reach
So what was
anything.
your least favorite task while you worked there? Did you just so happen to hate having to restock the shelves, or was it the fact that you might have needed a step stool for anything?
No, just say it.
No,
You hated all the black people with the EBT cards that was getting on your nerves when it didn't work.
no, they're my favorite actually. They have like the best stories. The ones that I hated the most was the ones with the alcohol, and they're like, "Really? Do I have to scan?" I'm like, "Yes." They won't let me go without it, and they're like, "Oh, well, I've been in blah blah blah." I'm like, "I don't care what your history lesson is. Just let me see your ID card. You look 65. I'm sorry." Like 32. I'm like, "Well, my bad. Scan. Here you go, whiskey. Bye."
Wow.
Sorry.
But speaking of EBT, I don't know what that acronym stands for, but where I'm from, we know what it stands for. Eat better today, tonight, and tomorrow.
Who is this John person they're
Yay!
referring to?
I don't know, but tonight is Keone. I don't know
Yeah,
who
I
John
don't
is.
I don't know who John is, but we'll have him in our prayers.
Right.
So everybody, before we continue, hey Regine, I know you introduced her. Regine's here. Regine is from Asiatic Gen X on Keone Production. So y'all make sure
Hello.
y'all check her crazy self out with her Asian crew and me. I don't know why I'm on there, but they won't let me not be on the show. So she's on there. Jackson made a
Yeah, that's more.
guest appearance on the show today. Half of his words weren't heard because the sound wasn't working, but he got in there eventually.
It was great. Loved
Fun
it.
fact, I'm a quarter Southeast Asian, so I should have been on Asiatic Gen X, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey,
That's just the programming
that's awesome.
me.
How did this come up with the jeans and the five? Because I was multitasking. How did this come up with the $5 and the jeans?
Because I was talking about it as to whether or not it made sense, because you didn't hear it from me. But apparently, when a mom does laundry, that's what she's preying upon. Like, they literally go in, it's just like, let me find some money in these pockets. I'm not going to say any names.
Oh,
Black and red.
but does it work the same if you find some money in their pockets?
No.
Nope.
Oh,
So you
then
see
gotta
what
give it.
double standard plays into it.
Wait,
Black
since we're on the topic of moms, let's compare if Asian moms are anything close to black moms. Okay, so I don't know if this happens to you, Jackson, but
Speed
one of
round.
the things that used to annoy me growing up is to hear your name, Keone, Keone, Keone. and you go all the way into her room and it's hand me the remote. Jackson, have you experienced that?
Unfortunately, yes, but it's a bit different because no, the way that our house is set up, my room door is directly across from the kitchen. So it's usually always some task revolving around the kitchen. I'm just like, she's like, Jack, yeah, can you come here? For what? Just come here. I go to her room.
That's the
Yeah, what
setup.
is it? What's up? Can you get me something to drink out the refrigerator?
Even if their room is closer to the kitchen, they're still going to ask you.
It does not make sense.
So, Regine, it's the same?
It's the same. That actually happened to me earlier. That's why I'm laughing. I was like, oh, that just happened to me. She asked me for a water bottle. I was like, she called me. I was in my room here. She called me. And I was like, yes. And she's like, can you get me water? And I'm like, I have to go all the way downstairs, away from where I was. Dad is downstairs. You could have asked him. Like, but I'm not. Okay, I'll go downstairs. Give it to her. Oh, this is in my water bottle. What the water bottle do you want? It's her
What
water bottle.
really
Have to
gets
fuck.
under my skin is when they call you in there. It's just like, hey, I need help in here. It's just like, okay, what do you need assistance with? And then I don't know about y'all because I'm the youngest out of like 5 children. She will run through everybody's name up until she tries to get to mine. It's just Tony, Jerome, Yolanda, Dante. I'm just like, nope, you better call one of them up and get them to help you because I'm not doing it. I'm out. And then she's like, wait, no, come back. You can call me back when you remember what my name is.
Wow. Okay, Black Mom thing number 2. I got 3 of these, by the way. The second one is
Uh-oh.
when you're young and they come home from work or wherever and they say, why are there all these dishes in the sink? Why is this kitchen so messy? And you come running in there and there's one spoon. There's one spoon in the sink. One.
Mine was the rice. Why isn't the rice done? I look in the pot, it's still like half full. I was like, there's still rice in here. There needs to be a new pot. Ay, nako.
For me,
Make me
it's
rice it.
singular kitchen pan that I didn't even touch. Because here's the loophole that I found: if you use disposable items, you don't have to do the dishes. So every time I had to go get a drink, it was a
Amen.
paper cup. Every time I had to eat something, it was a paper plate, a plastic spoon. She would be like, "Why is this dish still in the dishwasher?" It's the pan that you made grits in before you went to work this morning. Why is it still in the dishwasher? You had 2 breaks over the course of this.
Ooh.
Why is it still in the dishwasher? You tell me.
Wow. Ooh, you there. You can't deny it now.
At least you guys had a dishwasher and a dryer. I still had to hang up clothes outside in the backyard.
I still do that.
That was annoying. Yeah, those hard ass towels. Those towels, we didn't know what fabric softener was back then. Those towels used to be so hard, scratch the hell out of you. Unbelievable.
It's just freeze in the wind.
Unfortunately, we didn't even have a washer and dryer in our house was the thing. So we had to go around the corner and she'd send me up the block in order to
To the
go wash.
laundromat?
Yup. To go wash and dry clothes. And I'm just like, dang, you gave me enough money to do the clothes. Can I get some money to go get some food while I'm out? Because I'm not about to sit up there for a whole half hour and wait for no towels and no clothes to get washed and dried. No. I want to go to the
Right?
bodega. Let me get a snack.
Yeah, the snacks there are kind of gross too. So like, eek, and overpriced.
We have to
Overpriced.
say hello to people who are watching. Hello, Naijima. Hello, Trevor.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
Kiana.
Wow.
Oh, we
Hello
got
there.
2 Kianas in here. We've got,
Panda!
wait a
Hi.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a
Kiana.
minute. Is that?
Hello.
Oh, it's Kiana with the 1 end. All right. So we got Kiana with the 1 end and Kiana with the 2 ends.
I will be right
Kiana
back.
with one. Kiana.
Kiana Richburg, you are correct. Those towels from washing them and drying them and putting them on uh, in the sun, that Florida sun, because I'm from Miami, they would scratch the hell out of you. Okay? They get, and Trevor, don't be laughing. You're Caucasian. You probably didn't even learn what lotion was until you were an adult. Okay? Okay? Because when people think they
He
don't
was
get,
there.
and you get ashy. All right? I bet Trevor, if you scratched your arm right now, it looked like snowflakes were flying out. Okay,
Oh,
settle
snowflakes.
down.
Why did I just go grab my charger and I come back and you up in here violating?
No, I'm just I'm just keeping the show going. I usually don't pop on camera until or I usually don't say anything until we get to the sports segment. But
Sports.
like yeah, we're having too much. Regine, I love her so much. She is a
I mean,
comic character.
because now, when we
Thank
were in high
you.
school, we had the funny saying of, oh, y'all can't put on lotion before you go out onto the field because I was a cheerleader. If you put on lotion before you have to go in for a stunt, you will slip and fall. So our coach was against that.
Oh yeah.
And all of the other people, like all of the other, like, athletes that actually could moisturize beforehand, they were like, oh, yeah, because, you have pigment in your skin. You turn white if you scratch it. We turn red. I was
Wait,
like, what?
Jackson, you were an athlete?
Yes, I was a cheerleader. I also did gymnastics and martial arts.
I can see that for sure. I can do that on trumpet and trombone. Fun fact for you.
You can also
Fan
do it when you eat beans, but we're not going to get into that.
I like going back beans.
He said it, not me.
Uh,
My majority lineage is Italian. I tan nicely.
Hey,
I hope
that's
this
true.
is
You guys
actually
do.
making sure that you tan evenly when you step outside, but I'm hoping it's not a nude beach situation, Trevor. Keone,
if it
Mama,
is, he's probably gonna tell everybody it's cold outside.
Oh boy, naughty, naughty.
Sorry, I don't mean to take over your show today. It's late at
I,
night. The show was supposed to be 3 hours ago at 7:30, but I had something to do, and then we had Asiatic Genetics at 9:15. So we're here at 10 o'clock. I haven't had my my medication
Focus.
yet.
He is off the rails,
Me.
everybody.
Yes.
But speaking of off the rails, Keone, could you let us know as to what's currently going off the rails on the field?
Off the rails on the field. Well, the Miami Heat are without Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier, and they still beat the Boston Celtics yesterday, which was very exciting and happy for me. The Lakers are down 2-0 because God loves everybody. So the Lakers are down 2-0 to the Nuggets. Some of the other series are
I
kind
remember.
of going how they want. You can't really rely on the Knicks or the 76ers for that matter. So nobody really cares about that game if you don't live in Philadelphia or if you don't live in New York. But today is also the NFL draft. Okay, it's the NFL draft. That's why I was multitasking because I was trying to catch up and see when my team is drafting and what they pick. Can anybody think or does anybody know who was picked first in the draft today?
Bears.
That's right. No, what'd you say?
The Bears.
I'm going to give you a
I.
hint, Regine. Where do you
Oh
live?
no.
Where do you live?
LA.
You live where?
LA.
You live in California. Caleb
Los
Williams
Angeles.
from
Yeah.
USC, it was no surprise, went first to the Chicago
Uh-huh.
Bears. Then Washington chose Jaden Daniels, quarterback from LSU. Drake May from North Carolina went to the Patriots. It's the first time in a while that three quarterbacks were taken 1, 2, 3 in a row. To round out the top five, Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State went to the Arizona Cardinals. Joe Alt from offensive tackle from Notre Dame went to the San Diego Chargers at number 5. Linemen, if they go that high, it's usually great. But people mostly want to know where the QBs went. So we're just going to skip on down. The Atlanta Falcons got Michael Penix Jr., quarterback from Washington. J.J. McCarthy, that quarterback from Michigan, went to Minnesota. Bo Nix, the Oregon quarterback, went to the Denver Broncos. So Sean Payton, hey, you got to draft your quarterback. We can't hear any excuses for failure because Russell Wilson is no longer there. The Eagles are on the clock. My Dolphins have picked at 21. That's what's going on in the sports world. Oh, I'm sorry. And for people like Trevor out there who are on the lighter side of darkness, the hockey playoffs are going. My Florida Panthers are rocking. They're doing well. If you're a Carolina Hurricanes fan, good for you. But that's Keone with some sports updates and what's going on. Back to you, Jackson.
Marvelously done, Keith.
Yeah.
So let's get back into
Thanks,
the
County.
tea, shall we? Seeing as to how it is piping hot and it's been brewing all day. Can we talk about the fact of as to how far AI has come? I love these AI generated images everywhere. You can literally just plug in any sort of prompt or any sort of text, and it'll just generate you a nice image, or it'll take a pre existing image and it'll put an art overlay onto it. Love that. Apparently, Trevor's not a fan of the National Hockey League, but even still. But can we talk about apparently, Regine, would you like to give some input on that?
On AI, first, for sure, love that you can just plug things in. You can just type out whatever you need to, and it generates whatever you need. However, it's kind of scary because a lot of people are saying that now they're doing AI model competitions online, and it's like, oh, what? And then they're thinking of making like actors and models and like all these people go AI so everyone works from home and just computer engineers do it for you. And I'm like, excuse me, no, please. I would really like to be in entertainment business, please. I'd like to be in Hollywood, not in AI. So that's where I draw the line. Like, can we just keep it to like written stuff AI and like generate pretty cute pictures like cats and explosions and lots of pretty colors, but not this person that looks like a real person and saying that it's for the news or as a model and being in movies. Like, that's kind of creepy. That's kind of like iRobot status, except online.
Exactly. I'm happy that you brought up the creativity, seeing of as to how it is fathomless of as to how far it can go. But speaking of creativity, let's talk about it as to how creative an athletic director in a high school decided to get after he was apparently arrested for allegedly framing the principal with an AI generated recording of a racist rant.
Oh, that's terrible. Like, where is the end to this madness?
Where did you even get the idea to do such a thing like that from?
This coach here is petty. Like, if you're a real person and actually a real character, you would say it to their face, not through fake AI. Now, weak, weak off, weak ass.
It don't make no
Sorry.
sense to me. Who told you that that was a good idea? Right. Like, you mean
People,
to
like,
tell
what
me
the
that you
heck?
have to go all the way to some app in order to generate artificial audio to try to get somebody arrested over a racial rant?
Exactly. And then there's some AI programs that when you do that, you have to pay for it. So people be paying like $10, $20 so they could alter reality here a little bit. Like, come on now. You can spend $20 on gas and food. But to make a racist rant like that, like, come on. We have better things to do with our time, people. Figure it out. Sorry. Not
Crazy.
sorry.
You mean to tell me you spent all of that money for an AI generated program to give you a vocal recording and for it to not even work?
Mm-hmm.
We were worried about the lawsuit that of which is going to follow, seeing of as to how that's defamation of character, or are you also going to countersue the AI company since you didn't get your money's worth?
Exactly. Like, people are crazy. Just spend it on us that are broke. Fulfill our dreams. Put in your money to that. Not to
At,
this AI crap.
at that point, who do we contact? Who do we talk to?
I don't know.
Because now I'm
No,
confused.
not Elon. No, he's still working on those Tesla callbacks.
I was about to say,
Who would
did
we
you see
call?
about the Cybertrucks? Keone, did you hear about that?
I know.
The Cybertrucks. Apparently, the gas pedal is able to get wedged up against the fabric, that of which is in the footwell of the Cybertruck, prompting people to speed through red lights and not be able to brake properly.
Yeah, that's a
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah, because the Tesla itself, when you push the gas pedal, if you lighten it, that's how you quote quote brake. And there's only one other brake where the actual brake pedal is. That's called the emergency brake. And I'm like, that's a lot of like scariness right there. Like, imagine you see this big boulder of a truck pass through the intersection. That's scary shit. Robo
Oh, we got another good one.
robo taxis.
Legion Trading says robo taxis are coming in 2026.
Robo taxis. I haven't heard that one.
So when you
Is
say
that
robo taxis,
Like robots in
is that
taxis?
AI doing your taxes for you? Like they just track it all year? That's Greg. That's Greg from Legion Trading. That's Greg Weenie. We used to know him as Weenie. Okay, hold on, Trevor. The FAA approved flying cars. Can we get to robo taxis first? Oh, taxis, robo taxis, not taxes. Robo taxis. I want everybody to remember this. Remember this. We are actually 200 years behind technology where we're supposed to be for the 200 years in the Middle Ages when the church suppressed innovation and science. We are actually 200 years behind where we're supposed to be right now.
Grr!
And Legion
Catholicism,
said
I forgot.
yes,
Is it
weenie.
Christianity?
Okay, so he's
all right,
happy. We called him weenie.
we're gonna talk about both of these real quick because robo taxis. I'm not getting in no robo taxi, all right, because it is a hobby, all right. It is a pleasure that I partake in from New York of haggling with the taxi driver. You want me to pay $20? I got 20. All right. You can either take the 20 or you can kick rocks, pick one, because I'm not paying 45. All right. I got $20 right here. You can either take $20 and keep it pushing, or you can sit up here and exhaust all of that breath on an empty car. Because I will not be sitting here for a moment longer. $20 or nothing. Pick one. A robo taxi, I don't even know if as to who I'm arguing with. And you will not sit up here and try to lock me in up until I pay that fare. You got the right one with the wrong problem. I know how to bash windows. Secondly, you are not about to sit up here and get no flying car, all right? Because raise your hand, all right, and you know who you are. Raise your hand if you like to drive your car up until it's on E. You do not need a flying car because I can see half of the population falling out of the sky right now. I'm talking about some flying cars. You can't even make sure that you've actually got windshield wiper fluid in your car, and you worried about whether or not your car can take off
Lol.
the skies.
That's
Unfortunately, no, we will not be doing that anytime soon.
imagine. Ugh.
I
Scary.
don't want to
Ugh.
imagine.
I don't want to know. Too scared. A, a leaf?
Trevor,
Maybe I'm
what does that
dyslexic today.
say? A
A
left?
left?
A left flying
Mm-hmm.
car is the company for reference. No,
Hmm.
no. And
And
Najima,
then,
I'm happy that you said that as well. Exactly. We are not paying that cab fare, and we're not sitting up here arguing with no robo taxi. You will take the $20 or you will take nothing.
nope. It's a no for the flying cars for me. Nuh-uh. I saw it. Looks cool. Nope. Can we keep it to movies, please? Thank you.
There's just some
Like,
things that
some
should
things.
not be touched.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yajima
and
has
don't
it right. Some.
either. Why y'all following Trevor up? Because it's a valuable conversation. Okay.
I
But
might.
every let's go ahead and get this topic running in the comments. You're offered $1 million to do something better than anybody else. What are you doing?
Either eating or sleeping for me.
How do you sleep better than somebody? How do we gauge
I
that?
I don't. Well, for me, I can live in my bed. Honestly, I could sleep. I
So
slept one time for like 24 hours by accident.
here's the thing about gas. Somebody made fun of a friend of mine because they were like, I never let my gas get past half. Once it gets to half, I fill it back up because I don't want to spend all that money. And so the other person was like, you don't know how, that's not how that works. If you're filling up two halves a tank, it's still a full tank. You're going to spend the same amount of money. So it doesn't matter. It does matter. Well, he could be right. It's still a half a tank,
Hmm.
right? If you fill a half a tank twice, that's the same as filling a full tank, correct? Theoretically, right? But
Yeah.
here's the thing. The more space there is in your gas tank, the faster your gas comes out because of air pressure. That's why
Hmm.
if you notice it takes a little time for your car to go from full to half, but it seems like once you get to half, the gas is racing out of your car. That's why. So the
That
less gas you keep in your car, the faster it's coming out.
that makes a lot of sense because I
That's
always
true.
fill the tank back up after it gets to a quarter. As soon as it
I'm
leaves
usually
half a tank and goes to a quarter, we stopping at a gas station. Whether or not I'm on the road or whether or not my mom's coming back from work, if I see the gas tank is on a quarter, we stopping at the gas station.
Well,
I
your
will
mom
purpose.
can pay for the gas because she keeps stealing money out of your pants.
Oh no! Speaking of which, I'm happy that you brought that up. That's a part of the reason I no longer carry cash in my wallet. I don't carry cash and I don't carry change. Everything is
nope.
virtual now. Straight debit and credit. And don't you dare touch my debit card either. I get notifications from my bank. It lets me know location, time, as well as also amount. Apparently, Kiana says it's a no for her too. But apparently, she's also backed that up by saying make Sims. Can I respectfully decline?
Oh my god, that's funny.
It's just a valuable question. Can I respectfully decline? Let's not make Sims. Let's not do that with AI, okay? Because everybody likes to sit here and claim of as to how technology is getting too advanced, all right? Terminator should have been the warning, all right? Skynet is probably right around the corner, seeing of as to how somebody, Trevor, would like to hurry up and make flying cars. But let's talk about all the times that everybody gets upset with Alexa or Siri and starts cursing. You think they don't keep track of that? You think they don't document that? Go ahead and disrespect the AI if you want to. I guarantee you, your name is at the top of the list.
Probably. I'm on it. I know it.
Every
Hey, it
single
says the
time.
wrong name. I'm like,
Right. Every single time you say, I can't stand this POS computer or something along those lines, it's documented that.
lol.
All right, let's see what we cooking up today. I get $1 million.
Hello.
I'm flipping it. Invest. I already know what my community needs. That crucial. So I would definitely collaborate with people or myself to create opportunities for the people. Okay. Being a
You're like,
philanthropist.
love
I
that.
respect that.
Love that. Respect. Love that.
Can you wait till I get the damn message on the screen before you start just reading it?
We fast as lightning.
What is Trevor talking about? AI is a big threat to background extras on set. What is he talking about?
Well, because we were discussing a little bit earlier that AI can be used to replace actors and models, or they're trying to push for that because they can, like,
How?
directors or
How?
don't. I don't know. I'm not a computer
That's not
engineer.
how it works. First of all, background extras have been replaced for years because it's called CGI. But there's no, it's not an AI. When you say AI is replacing background actors, that's not the biggest. That's not a big problem. The big problem with AI, and one of the main reasons why the strike happened, is because AI will affect writers the most. If you go to ChatGPT right now and you say, write me a short romantic comedy about two ladies who both are musicians that fall in love at a coffee shop in New York, it will title that comedy, it will name it, it will give you a description, it will break down the characters, and it will give you a short script, and it will actually be funny.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary either way.
All right. Looks like we got some more comments though. Can we blow that up on screen, Keone?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore Trevor though. I'm gonna go to Najima. Uh,
Oh,
Besides
it's
that,
screw it, Trevor night. Besides that, generational wealth and smart plans and strategies. That's you know what
right.
you have to do. So what you have to do with AI is what every generation either does or fails to do. You got to get with the times. Okay, every time something comes up, whether it's computer, whether it's the internet, whether it's automation, you're going to have
mhm,
people in your generation, not older generation, your generation especially, that either gets with it or doesn't. So you got to find the best ways to use what you have, right?
mhm.
True.
I just signed up for last year. I started a financial plan because I want to do something big for my 50th birthday. Yes, I'm 45 years old for my 50th
Love
birthday.
that.
So I could have just grabbed the calculator and said it, but I asked ChatGPT, I was like, listen, I want this amount of money by my 50th birthday. How much do I have to save in a regular account that only has this much percentage rate, blah, blah, blah. And I asked it all of these answers and things I want to figure out, pressed enter, and in 5 seconds, it told me exactly how much I need to save each month and where I need to put it.
I've done that. It's actually really helpful.
It was either ChatGPT or I call an Asian person like Regine and say, "Hey, give me these math answers."
I'm calling Henry for that. I'm not. Do not call me.
You don't want to call Henry. Henry's a drunk.
At least the numbers will be accurate. At least.
Don't worry, Regine, because he calls me up whenever he needs something spell checked, or I just do it for him. Like, hey, there's a typo over here in this line.
Lol. Calling you out.
I mean, but even still, it's just some of the craziest things ever because AI has come so far that literally I just so happened to recently help one of my friends cheat on his final because he called me up and was like, I need this answer to this question. And I was like, okay, well, what's the question? I plugged the whole thing into it and gave it the answer choices. And it was like, oh, the answer is C.
See, I've done that before, but I didn't realize that was AI. I had a math final, and I was like, "Shit!" Like I don't remember anything. And so I took my trusty little phone and I screen pictured it, and it retyped it, and then answered it with actual work done. And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And why did my brain not think it was AI? I think it was just final set, but AI sometimes, I guess, academic.
One is honestly hurt my soul, like literally verbatim.
Mm.
So in particular, it's the fact that they taught us a different method of math to stop us from utilizing AI to cheat, like photo math and everything. They taught us the reverse method, and then you've got to show your work. And if you show the wrong method of work, they say you got an F on it because you cheated. I'm just like, okay. But then they also taught us the wrong method of PEMDAS, apparently. Like parentheses, exclamation mark, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. We were taught to do it, whichever one comes first from left to right. No, apparently you have to do the whole equation now from left to right.
What did you just say? Can you
what?
Wait, can you say that again how you said it? The addition to blah, 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 blah. Say that again how you said it?
Parentheses, exponent, multiplication.
No, that's not how you said it. You said it really fast. Say it again.
Parentheses, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Okay, I thought you were catching the Holy Ghost when you said it the first time. I thought you were speaking in tongues. I was about to say, what the hell is happening?
Witchcraft.
Because I'm just like, we learned it a certain way in class was the thing. And I'm just like, okay, but now apparently that's no longer applicable. I've got friends in the military that are like, yeah, we learned that in school. But when you go through the military and everything, how they have to calculate distance and they do all of that in the field, they learn the other way. I'm just like, so which way is right?
God.
They said both are right. But apparently the first one would have.
Hey, what's going on?
Wait, what the hell just happened? How the hell? Henry, what the?
We've been hacked by an alcoholic.
Why the hell? Henry, how did you?
Hi,
Hi,
Henry.
Henry. Is that your second beer tonight?
Who let this drunk Asian in here?
You? I don't know.
Oh my
There's no
God.
alcohol in here.
Jorge, how many times do I have to tell you to make sure you lock the door? Otherwise, people just blow in here.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. Henry. You know what? Funny story, Jackson. Henry did Avanti in 2022. And the first day of class that he was here, I was coaching. And I look on the screen and he has a shirt on that says, I paused my game for this shit.
I'm still doing that right now.
Aww.
I got
I mean,
because
in order to hack us. I mean, I feel honored.
Well, I don't know how he did that. So for the crowd that's watching Tiger Tea Hour, this is amazing. A second person for Asiatogenics here. But Henry is not your stereotypical Asian. He's terrible at math. He can't drive. And he's a drunk.
I'm
dropped out of high school.
Of course I can drive.
Hold up. I just heard that last part.
That's a very valid question now, seeing as to how you've opened that up. Henry, you said you could drive. Is that with or without the inebriation? Because sometimes you're able to do things better while drunk than when you're sober.
Ooh.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Oh, now I'm scared getting in the car with Henry.
I guarantee you, if you make it to your destination, the only question he's going to ask you is, but did you die?
That's true.
Did you die today? Did you
Not gonna lie,
die?
he probably would get us there faster than the GPS estimated we would get there. So, I
Working
mean,
in and
but
out
we
of
didn't run.
traffic, doing 80, dodging cop cars, running through red lights and stop signs. But did
Well,
you
of course
die?
he's.
Woo! Nope. But we made it. Clutch and all.
You asked me to get you from point A to point B. I did that in half the time.
Exactly. See, he's laughing. It's true. He's gonna. Oh, uh oh.
I
Hold it down,
guarantee you
Henry.
he's gonna do it while clenching the bottle in one hand and the steering wheel in the other.
Extra long straw.
Oh my god. Alcohol is kicking in. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Keone, can we check with the audience? Are they eating this up right now?
I, I
Well, damn.
I'm over
I
it.
know.
I just Henry today has just been an annoyance.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
No, Henry's always great. Henry brings the fun. Um, he
I
brings
know.
the fun.
I
If
am
you
the
guys,
fun.
he did another drunk history story. Henry has this segment called Henry's Drunk History. And my favorite
so
story
good.
that he tells, which is also the worst story that he tells, is when the girl threw up in his mouth because he got her so drunk.
Oh,
Ugh.
buddy. I think I have a lot more. Oh, yeah, a couple
No,
more.
Yeah.
I know you have a lot more. That just happens to be the funny. Trevor's. Oh, sorry, not Trevor. Kiana says
Kinda.
driving is on GTA. I feel you, Henry.
You know, I crashed my first car in 3 days.
Was it a brand new car?
Yes, it was a brand new car because yeah, I was doing that Need for Speed Asian style, and then I saw my friend on the local coming off the freeway. But you know, fuck this guy. No way his car is faster than mine. And yeah, I was trying to make a 90-degree turn going 80. Yeah, that was not a good idea.
Were you playing techno music while you were driving
Oh
fast?
no, man, that was like 2005. EDM was not in yet. It
Wait,
was
I said techno music. Techno music was in back then. What are you talking about?
no 2005 was all about the hip hop.
How are you going to tell me what was in 2005 when I was in my 20s going to the club? There were hip hop clubs I went to and there were techno clubs I went to. How are you going to tell me techno wasn't in?
Jackson, I think we're too young for this.
Do you
I
think
think
you're
like
better off alone?
That
I'm blue. I'm a nina, 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 nina. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
you really do
I was
know your
not
shit.
driving at that age.
Oh, my God. The babies. You all have Similac on your breath.
Okay, everybody. On this next segment, we're going to get in something that I like to call icks that make us sick. So, for one, what is an ick that makes you sick? Because I know for a fact I've got one. Poor dental hygiene. If you walk
I
up
was
to
thinking
me,
that.
right, if you walk up to me and we're about to start a conversation and I can smell what you had for last week as well as a side serving of a can of bounce that ass, please no. Uh-uh.
Oh
You know
boy.
what? That is annoying when you pick some meat out of your teeth and you're like, salmon? I had salmon last Tuesday. Why is that still in there? I'm kidding.
Oh, oh, Yeller. That is an ick.
No, but
Keone
Jackson
said,
Jackson is telling the truth. There, and it's the people who have bad breath that are always the ones that need to be right in your face when they talk to you.
Because everyone is so used to stepping back. They're like, oh, well, they can't hear me, so I must get
So you
forward.
know what
Like,
an ick for me
oh!
is? An ick for me is when I used to have a regular job.
Feet. That is
That
100% true. Have you guys ever had that one friend that comes into your house and right when they take off the shoe and you know that's just stink. But then you try to be nice, right? You try to hold it in, but it's like, oh fuck, man, like, hey, someone needs to put back on the shoes. Like,
Spray that poopery. Spray.
Wait, that's not even what I'm laughing. I'm laughing because if anybody's ever seen Big Trouble in Little China, every time Henry talks, he reminds me of the guy, two girls with green eyes.
or can we talk about the people that feel the necessity to point out stuff that's going to make you uncomfortable? Like that one friend that's just like, oh, if you really think about it, the actual opposite of Microsoft Office is macro hard on fire. Please leave.
Kind of nerdy ass friends. Never mind. I'm not gonna stay.
I said,
You gotta get them dogs out of here, bro. So hey, I'll tell you, Nick. So listen, girlfriends I've had in the past, and even when I was married, my wife and my former girlfriends, it used to always baffle me when they would say, "You know, you're the first boyfriend I had where I didn't mind washing your underwear." I'm like, dudes are still out here streaking, fellas. Baby wipes, they are a thing. Your drawers should not
Wait, hold on, hold on,
have
hold on.
streaks if you are an adult.
I'm sorry,
the
why do your
moment,
drawers still have skid marks if you over the age of 5?
from
I'm sorry,
the
because that's so
moment that I
true.
learned how to wipe my ass, I have never had a skin mark. Okay, like how is that even
Why are you
possible?
defending so hard?
Well, Henry, all you eat is rice and egg rolls. So, I mean, you're not going to poop that much. Or stinky tofu.
Oh, buddy, no. I mean, have you ever drink so much and the next day morning all you do is Niagara Falls? You know, like the thing that fucking shoots out and shit. Like,
Are you talking about the green
Shut up.
apple splatters?
yeah.
That's when you have cheap liquor. You got to stop
What?
drinking the cheap stuff, Henry. You
It's
have
the
to
cheap liquor
stop.
that
I think this is
it's
the last time Jackson's going to have all of us on at one time.
oh no, this is fun. I'm enjoying this thus far. I just wish
I'm
that we had the drunkard here beforehand. I don't like being hacked. But guys, this is just stuff that burns through you the quickest if you think about it. That's the problem. That's that
You know
mad
what?
dog 40/40.
You know what else is also annoying for those of you who have regular jobs or have had regular jobs? If you have an early job where you've got to be there 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning, that one happy person that's way too happy at 5 in the morning to be alive.
I can.
Ugh.
I can.
Or those
I
people
can't
that
with.
don't
I
even
mean, that's
have
me.
blatant excuses, right? Like the people that don't have blatant excuses for like the most crazy thing ever. Like I checked into a hotel room a couple of weeks ago, right? Why was it that the front desk lady asked her coworker, "How in the hell is it that your ass is 45 minutes late when you live 5 minutes away?"
Man.
I'm
And
not
those
going. Listen. I'm not going to hold her. My last job I had for 5 years, and I think I was on time twice. But I was a
Sometimes
valuable
life
asset.
happens.
I was a valuable
right.
asset. So
Because sometimes for me, my bus would be on time going to school, but I am a homicidal maniac before I've had my coffee in the morning. I will throat punch anybody that tries to speak to me if I haven't had that caffeine shot yet.
Kiana
Mhm.
Richburg, she's right on it. Preach, Keone. I'd be like, shut the F up. It's too early for this.
Mm-hmm.
We love some
Too
good
early,
friends.
too late.
Too early in the morning.
Amen.
It's on.
So Henry, and for those of you who don't know, it's 11 o'clock. So the show's about to wind down. But not Regine and Henry are both in California, so it's only 8 o'clock there. Jerks.
LA. Sorry. It's my bedtime soon.
Hey, relax. You know,
Hey,
stop throwing up gang signs.
you said what?
Stop throwing up gang signs.
Who's throwing up
It's
gang signs,
LA.
Regine?
Yeah.
No. I'm innocent.
Regine,
Regine,
you
what's
have to
going
tell
on?
everybody. Hold on,
What
Regine. You have to tell everybody the story about when you bought your non-Asian boyfriend home, and he was complaining about how much rice was on the dinner table.
Oh my god. Okay, so I had an ex-boyfriend once upon a time, and he already had taken me to families. He was he was
Wait,
black,
you went to
and
his
he had
family first
Mhm.
before you brought him home.
Well, because he didn't visit California a lot, so I mean, I went to visit him. That's what happened. We were long distance.
Oh.
I would visit him more because I hate to toot my own horn because someone else will. I was more financially independent than he was, so I would visit him more
I
often. And when
know.
he finally,
I know.
so when he finally came to visit mine, we went to a family party, And like the first thing he didn't notice that like at Filipino parties we have like a bunch of trays with a bunch
Wait,
of food, and
listen.
it's heated.
What nationality
Yes,
was he?
he's African American.
Oh, okay. So I mean, like, was he used to getting into Asian's house, taking off the shoes and shit?
No, actually, I had to teach him that. But basically, instead of like noticing like the lechon, the big pig, like anything like the dinuguan, which is blood meat with blood, it was like, why is there so much rice? Like, there's all this food here. There's a freaking pig in front of you. There's blood on meat, but you're talking about the rice?
Did you say
Really?
blood on meat?
Yeah, dinuguan. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
bird
good.
Right.
blood.
That's good.
You're disgusting. You know, Filipino balut. You already have balut.
Um, yeah.
So
Okay.
for our audience, before we wrap up, for our audience, can you please explain to our audience that don't know what balut is? Because I've had balut. My Filipino girlfriend, when I lived in Korea, gave it to me without telling me what it is, and that was the first time I wanted to murder somebody.
I mean, Italian
It,
people like blood sausage.
I know,
Wait,
but let's let her tell you what balut is.
I know what it is, but explain to our audience, Regine.
balut is a fermented egg, like soaked in vinegar and salt, and it's an egg, and it's pretty much an egg that the duck or the chicken is almost developed enough to where there is some feathers, there's a beak, and there's the claws, but then when you open it, you kind of just slurp
You
it
shoot it. You
out.
eat the baby. You eat the beak, the
Yeah,
baby, the feathers, the yolk, the everything. You just shoot it.
yeah.
the
And then
bone,
you dip it in some
everything.
more vinegar. Dip in more
What
I
vinegar.
mean,
what did you
like
say, Henry?
The bone, the
I thought he said the
eyeballs,
balls. He said
everything.
the
the
bone.
whole thing. No, they eat the whole thing. The bones, the
The
beak, the
whole
head, the
shebang.
eyes, if they're in there. I mean, that's one of the
Hmm.
delicacies of Filipino culture because I know my aunt is Thai and she tried to get me to eat raw crabs, raw marinated crabs. And I said,
Raw?
no, you would
Really? I have never tried raw crab. I mean, I didn't even know it possible.
I couldn't, no, I couldn't get past it. I said, no, I don't want it.
Not
I don't want
imitation.
it.
Ooh.
She was like, try it. It's good. I was like, no, I don't want it. Mm-mm. You could get me to eat everything else. And I was like, no, I don't want it. I was like, please, no.
Those moving squid, those raw squid or octopus that still move when you put sauce on them. Ooh,
Oh yeah,
ooh.
no, those are delicious. Oh my god, man! Like, yeah,
Speaking of which, right, you cannot take everybody to eat everything, right? Because
no, you
apparently
can't.
Hmm.
these
You
decided
can't.
that
No.
they decided they didn't want to eat something at a Japanese restaurant because it had furikake on it. I'm just like,
Yeah,
what do you mean you want to eat it because it has furikake on it? Oh, it looks unappetizing. All it is thinly shaved cooked fish. The heat and steam
Ex-
makes it look like it's moving.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Last week I had to ask my friend if they were okay with eating raw fish. So I mean, I don't know if they're okay with eating raw fish or whatnot. Yeah, I mean, like, like,
Sushi is delicious.
I mean, I have met people that's not about it. Like, yeah,
Yeah, some people think sushi is raw fish, but that's not what sushi is. Sushi is just the way that the food is prepared. Because I always get like tempura sushi and stuff like that. But Jackson, before we wrap up, do
Yum.
you want to go ahead and we have the tribute that we need to do? Um, so you want to get into that, and I'll show the tribute, and then we'll hit the outro.
Right. So, everybody, just yesterday, unfortunately, around 1 p.m. or so, a friend of mine unfortunately passed away due to lymphoma cancer, that of which he did not necessarily realize he had. He thought that he just had pneumonia. Those were the symptoms that he looked up, and he didn't think enough in order to actually go to the hospital. Hold your loved ones close, near and dear, and stay heavy on those take cares and stay safes because our days on this earth are numbered, and that number is never disclosed. So, to the best of your ability, check yourselves for any sort of deformities or any sort of lumps that of which should not be there or weren't there originally, and notify your family members that they should do the exact same thing. So, To my friend, unfortunately, though we no longer walk this earth together, I know for a fact that you are watching over all of us, that of which you called your family. Even though we are not blood related, we are chosen. Until we reunite again up in those heavenly clouds with our wings and soar as high as we possibly can. Thank you for walking with us up until you drew your last breath.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to